Oh my god, no. Fuck that.
A woman named Joey was walking home alone around 3 a.m. after a night of clubbing. She was drunk, exhausted, and just trying to make it back safely. That's when she heard it.
I don't know if you can hear that, but there's like a banging. Oh no.
Footsteps. They were coming from behind a nearby fence. At first, Joey thought someone was following her, but suddenly, the sound was right next to her. Panic set in, and Joey sprinted the rest of the way home without looking back. So what was it? A spirit? A stalker? Or something not human? This person had a close friend who passed away just last week. But here's where things get unsettling. Earlier this morning, inside the very house their friend lived in, a house that's now empty and being gutted for renovations, a recording captured something deeply disturbing. With the sound turned up, you'll hear it clearly. A loud thud, followed by footsteps echoing through the silence. But here's the terrifying part. No one is living there. No workers were scheduled. No one was supposed to be inside. So the question is, who or what was making that sound? Was it just the house settling, or something this person's late friend left behind? Let us know what you think, because this person is still trying to make sense of it. Before we jump into the next encounter, I just want to take a moment to thank and congratulate all of you. We're almost at 10,000 subscribers. We are working harder than ever to bring you the scariest and most entertaining hiking encounters out there. Our goal? To take this channel to the top, and nothing's gonna stop us. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, leave a like, and enjoy the rest of the show. When we hit 10,000, a few lucky subscribers will get a surprise. Just make sure you're subscribed and have liked the video. Want a better chance to win? Drop a comment with your thoughts on the clips. Now let's dive back into the video. While hiking, this person saw something bizarre tucked inside a tree stump, 4 miles deep along a stretch of the Appalachian Trail. At first glance, it looked unsettling, like a tiny shrine hidden in the woods. But then a commenter chimed in, explaining it wasn't creepy at all. It's a miniature nativity scene, something quite common in Italy during the Christmas season. They're called presepi, and the words Happy Christmas written on the side hint that this person may have stumbled upon a forgotten holiday decoration. But here's the real question. Who placed it there? And why in such a remote spot? Was it just an innocent festive gesture? Or is there something more mysterious going on in those woods? While hiking, this person stumbled upon something straight out of a nightmare. A perfectly intact staircase, standing alone in the middle of the woods. No walls, no ruins, just steps leading to absolutely nothing. No signs of a house, no trail markers, just silence and trees. It's as if the forest is hiding something. Who or what left this there? Some say it's a remnant of a long-lost building. Others swear it's something much darker. And the creepiest part? This person says they felt like they were being watched the moment they saw it. Coincidence or warning? While hiking with his dog Penny, this person heard something that made his blood run cold. Bone-chilling, unnatural sounds echoing through the trees. At first, he thought it might be an animal, but the noises didn't match anything he'd ever heard before. They were guttural, almost human, yet not quite. Suddenly, Penny froze, staring into the woods, tail down. That's when this person knew it was time to leave. But the question still lingers. Who or what left those sounds behind? Was it just wildlife, or something far more sinister, watching from the shadows? While driving in the woods, this woman had a terrifying encounter that they'll never forget.
Did you hear that? What the fuck? Oh my god, no, fuck that.
Out of nowhere, a blood-curdling scream echoed through the trees, so loud, so unnatural, it froze them in place. At first they thought maybe it was just an animal, but the longer they listened, the more it sounded like something else, something wrong. The woman was completely alone, with no cell signal, no one around for miles, just the dark woods, and that scream. So, who or what was making that sound? Could it have been a wild animal, or was it something far more sinister lurking in the shadows? While hiking in the Appalachian Mountains, a man heard a disturbing sound that didn't match any known animal. Some believe it may have been a Wendigo, a mythical creature from Native American folklore known to mimic human cries to trap its prey. The mystery remains. What was out there in those woods? While hunting for mushrooms in the woods, this person heard something that made their blood run cold.
And this one looks like it has a bite out of it. And this one. And there's one over here. Looks like it's holding some water. Huh? I think it's time to go.
At first, it sounded like a human, someone in agony, crying out in pain. But the deeper this person listened, the more they realized it wasn't quite human. The tone was off, twisted, almost like it was mimicking a cry for help. Was someone out there in trouble? Or was this person being lured by something far more sinister, something that knew how to sound just human enough? Who or what was making that sound? While hiking through the dense Appalachian woods, when this hiker suddenly froze, his camera picked up something bone-chilling. At first, it sounded like a group of children screaming, but the more you listen, the more it twists your gut. The cries weren't normal. They echoed through the trees like something or someone was in pure agony. But there were no people around, no campsites, no trails nearby. So what exactly did this person capture out there in the forest? Was it a group in distress, or something far more sinister that knows how to mimic human suffering? A Redditor by the name of Burton Boy uploaded a spine-tingling clip to the Chills Narrator subreddit. He claimed to have captured an eerie sound deep in the woods, something that didn't match any known animal. The mysterious video quickly ignited a firestorm of speculation in the comments. Some swore it sounded like a werewolf, while others were left completely baffled. To this day, no one has been able to explain what Burton Boy recorded. This Reddit user claims that for the past 2 weeks, something chilling has been happening between 1 and 3 a.m. Almost like clockwork, this person hears a strange, blood-curdling scream echoing from deep within the woods surrounding their home. They've lived on the East Coast, in the heart of the forest, their entire life, yet nothing they've ever heard compares to this eerie sound. It's not an animal they recognize, not a coyote, not a fox, not even close. So what was it? Some wild creature? A person in distress? Or was it something far more sinister? This Reddit user says they were staying in a tiny mountain village called Hatoji, tucked away in the remote hills of Okayama, Japan. Barely anyone lives there anymore, just a few scattered homes and endless eerie silence. But on their very first night, that silence was shattered. Just after sunset, a sound came from deep within the woods, not once, but in a pattern, a low, guttural roar followed by piercing screeches, echoing through the darkness. It would go silent, then start again, over and over, all night. At first, this Reddit user guessed it might be wild boars. Hatoji is known for them. But could boars make that much noise? And why would they scream into the night like that? Were they fighting, mating, warning, something, or someone? They were alone, in a ghost village, surrounded by forest. Every night, the sounds returned. Was it just animals, or was it something far more sinister? Eventually, this Reddit user managed to speak to a local, and the answer was shocking. It wasn't a monster, it wasn't a yokai, it was the Japanese sika deer. Cute, right? But somehow, this adorable creature is capable of unleashing a noise that sounds straight out of a horror film. So, was it just a deer all along, or could there be something else out there, screaming in the dark? This group of men was hiking deep in the woods when something made them stop dead in their tracks.
I think he'll pick up that sound. Yeah. Man.
A strange sound echoed through the trees. Not a bird, not a coyote, not anything they could recognize. It was haunting. Almost human. That's when things got eerie. While hiking roughly 3 miles off the main trail in a dense wooded area near Austin, Texas, a Reddit user came across something deeply unsettling, a hidden grave site, or perhaps a memorial. There were fresh flowers, a photograph, and personal mementos, all deliberately arranged with care. The scene felt intimate, somber, and undeniably heavy. Was this the place where someone ended their life? Or a secret sanctuary built to honor a loved one in a spot that once held meaning? One night, a man was driving down a pitch-black road when out of nowhere, chaos erupted. A gang of men wielding machetes burst onto the scene, charging straight at his car. Heart racing, he slammed the gear into reverse and tore backward into the darkness. The machete wielders gave chase, but after a terrifying few seconds, he managed to shake them off, barely escaping with his life. While hiking with his dog on the Wichita Mountains, this person suddenly stopped in his tracks.
I don't know if y'all can hear it, but listen.
In the distance, a chilling sound echoed through the trees, something that didn't sound like any animal. His dog, Bruno, immediately perked up, ears twitching, clearly disturbed. This person laughed nervously, trying to shake it off, but the tension was real. Bruno was like, "You hear that, Bubba? What's that noise?" he said, panning the camera across the eerily still woods. But what exactly was that sound? It didn't resemble a coyote, a deer, or any typical forest creature. It sounded more like a girl screaming for help. Or was it something far more sinister? Was this person being lured in by something pretending to be human? Or did he just capture evidence of something unnatural lurking in the Wichita Mountains? Let us know. Who or what do you think was making that sound? YouTube user named Interroller recently visited the historic Manassas battlefield in Virginia.
And they were firing toward the Union Brigade, Cannon Brigade, which is next to the old Henry house. Along here. And old Mrs. Henry, 84 years old, an invalid, in the house. The house was hit by shells and she was of course killed.
Capturing some intriguing footage near the site of the old Henry house. This house, famously tied to the tragic story of 84-year-old Judith Henry, who was bedridden and killed during the Civil War when Union artillery shells struck her home, has long been a site of somber history. While filming near a small black fence marking the graves of Miss Henry and her family, Interroller noticed nothing unusual during the visit. However, upon reviewing the video later, they spotted something spine-chilling. A woman dressed in white, calmly walking along the fence. There were no reenactments or other visitors in the area that day, and the mysterious figure wasn't seen by anyone present during the filming. Skeptics have suggested that the woman could simply be a passerby, but the family behind the video insists she wasn't there at the time. Could this be a ghostly appearance of Miss Henry herself, forever tied to the tragic events of that fateful day? Or is it something more explainable? The debate continues, but one thing's for sure, this eerie sighting has left viewers with chills. While hiking deep in the forest, a man stumbled upon something deeply disturbing. The video begins with him navigating the thick woods when he suddenly comes across several eerie stick crosses and a strange teepee constructed from twisted branches. As he films the scene, his camera pans, and that's when he sees her.
Alright, you guys, so we're back here again, and remember the witch that we found? The witch that we caught on camera? Well, I found where it's been living. There's like crosses and stuff here. It's so creepy. And like logs and stuff, like ceremonial shit. And then there's like a teepee. Like look how fucking crazy this is. Whoa, what the fuck? Oh shit. Oh god.
A woman dressed in white, with long black hair, standing completely still in the shadows. Frozen in fear, he quickly turns and flees the forest. But the question remains, who or what did he encounter that night? While hiking through the rugged trails of California, a man stumbled upon something truly bizarre, and he managed to catch it on camera. In the shaky footage, a dark, hairy humanoid figure can be seen striding uphill, moving smoothly on two legs. Despite the low video quality, the creature bears an uncanny resemblance to the legendary Bigfoot. As it reached the hill's peak, it disappeared from view, leaving the stunned hiker questioning what he had just witnessed. Considering California has long been a Bigfoot hotspot with a rising number of reported sightings, some believe this could be yet another encounter with the elusive beast. This man was left shaken after reviewing the CCTV footage from a shed-mounted camera aimed at his cabin's kitchen. While he and his wife were upstairs, the camera recorded something chilling. A shadowy figure moving silently from right to left. The couple was supposed to be alone, so who or what was in their kitchen? One night, a homeowner was startled by strange noises coming from the back of their house. Curious and a little unnerved, they checked their security camera footage. Sure enough, it had picked up something. Later, another camera captured the same chilling sound. At first, it could have been dismissed as a mountain lion or some other wild animal. But the homeowner insisted they'd lived there for years and had never heard anything like it before. Animal or something far more unsettling, no one knows for sure. But one thing's certain, hearing that noise in the dead of night is pure nightmare fuel. In 2008, 4 friends set off on a trip to the woods. One night, while hanging out in their remote rental cabin and playing Wii Sports, they decided to film themselves having fun. But what the camera captured was anything but fun. As they laughed and played, a nearly transparent figure suddenly flashed past the window behind them, completely unnoticed at the time. It wasn't someone casually walking by. It looked more like a ghostly presence that materialized out of thin air. The creepiest part? They were miles from anyone, and supposedly alone. Whatever else happened on that trip remains a mystery, but that eerie footage is enough to send chills down your spine. YouTuber Mortis the Wizard recently ventured deep into the woods after receiving a chilling tip from a former satanic cult member and a local farmer. They warned him about a terrifying location known as the Circle of Lucifer, a place said to be the site of frequent satanic rituals and human sacrifices. When Mortis finally reached the spot, what he discovered was nothing short of horrifying. Scattered around were what looked like human remains, a spine, an arm, and even a hand, with fingers frozen in a disturbing curl. While he tried to convince himself they might be animal bones, the sinister atmosphere and eerie silence made it hard to believe they weren't something far worse. According to the tip, sacrifices were said to occur monthly, possibly even more often, and judging by the number of bones littering the area, this creepy clearing lived up to its terrifying reputation. One night, Reddit user Batman Evans was jolted by strange, unsettling noises echoing from the next room. At first, it was just odd creaks and murmurs, but then came the heavy thumping against the wall. As the sounds grew louder and more frantic, curiosity quickly turned into fear. Unsure of what was unfolding just feet away, they made the tough call to contact emergency services for a wellness check. what they discovered was both haunting and heartbreaking. The neighbor had been trapped in a terrifying sleep paralysis episode, likely triggered by the emotional weight of a recent family tragedy. Let's hope they found some peace since that chilling night. In early April 2024, TikTok user Scaredbugs set out on a bold adventure, exploring a notorious cave on a scorching hot day. The cave had a chilling reputation. Locals claimed eerie noises often echoed from its depths. Intrigued and eager to uncover the mystery, he ventured inside.
Ah, c'è qualcuno? Ehi! Allora, è veramente impressionante. E poi è scavata come una bara. Ed è scavata dall'uomo, vedete? A picconate proprio. È strettissima.
As he stepped further in, an unsettling whistling sound filled the air, sending shivers down his spine.
È angustissima. Angustissima. Io mi fermerò a un certo punto perché non ce la faccio se tu... Merda. No. Aiuto.
But despite the eerie atmosphere, he eventually emerged from the cave unnerved yet completely unharmed. A homeowner living deep in the woods set up a security camera, hoping to capture footage of local wildlife. But what the camera recorded was something far more unsettling. The footage revealed a ghostly, semi-transparent figure moving at an inhuman speed, far faster than anyone could run. Yet, when slowed down, the figure had the unmistakable shape of a person. Who or what was out there in the dead of night, sprinting through the isolated forest? Could it have been a lost traveler, a restless spirit, or something even more mysterious? Perhaps a cryptid lurking in the shadows? While staying at the famously haunted Hotel Monteleone, a woman had a chilling experience she'll never forget. As she stood quietly in the hallway, something in the distance caught her eye, a young boy, eerily still, just standing at the far end of the corridor. Locals whisper of a tragic spirit said to roam these halls. A little boy who appears only to motherly figures. According to legend, he died of illness with no one, especially not his mother, by his side. They say he's still searching for the comfort he was cruelly denied. Was this just a shadow playing tricks? Or a heartbroken soul still clinging to the world he left behind? A Reddit user recently shared a photo that sent chills down the spines of everyone who saw it. At first glance, everything looked normal until you noticed the background. Near the doorway lurked a strange, eerie figure that defied easy explanation. Some brushed it off as an oddly shaped person, or maybe even the hind leg of an animal. But others saw something far darker, a shadowy presence, or the haunting outline of a body being dragged. What was caught in this image, and could it be something sinister? This eerie video, originally posted on Reddit by user Elon Spectre Doctor, has left viewers deeply unsettled. In the footage, a cyclist navigates a pitch-black forest at night, only to stumble upon a pale, unclothed humanoid figure. The cyclist notices the figure, but seems too terrified to approach it, let alone check if it's okay. With almost no context provided, Reddit commenters have been buzzing with theories. Could this be a person in distress, a sleepwalker, or perhaps something more paranormal? What's your take on this chilling clip? During the summer of 2011, a group of friends set out for a camping trip in the remote mountains of Utah, eager for days of fishing and target shooting. But their adventure took a chilling turn. As they explored deeper into the forest, they spotted movement among the trees. What they saw left them frozen in place. large, mysterious creature covered in brown hair lurking just beyond their reach. Before they could get a closer look, it vanished into the dense wilderness, leaving behind only questions. To this day, they've never seen it again. While exploring a dense forest at night, a man couldn't shake the eerie feeling that he wasn't alone. The air felt heavy, charged with something unseen. But it wasn't until he reviewed his footage later that the true horror set in.
Any spirits in these woods? Spirits in these woods. Any spirits in these woods?
A strange wisp of smoke darted past the camera too fast, too defined to be just missed. Slowing it down, his blood ran cold. It wasn't smoky at all. It was a pale, ghostly figure, moving at impossible speed, as if it were riding a bike. Could this be the spirit of a long-lost cyclist, still racing through the night? Late one night, a woman was out for a walk near her home when she spotted something so strange that she pulled out her phone to record it. The eerie footage shows outdoor fitness equipment moving on its own, with no one in sight. Some viewers are convinced it's just clever video editing, while others wonder how such flawless synchronization could be faked. Mechanical malfunctions are rare, but the way these machines move in perfect harmony has fueled wild speculation. Is this an elaborate hoax or chilling proof of something paranormal? After receiving chilling tips from viewers, a team of investigators arrives at an abandoned farm with a dark past. The original family vanished without a trace, and ever since, locals have reported eerie whispers and shadowy figures moving through the decaying house. As they prepare to enter, they briefly film an upstairs window that many claim hides something unnatural. Once inside, they carefully set up their equipment.
Stop. Dude, what was that?
A table jerks violently across the room. Panic sets in. Was something lurking in the shadows of the farm? Or was it all an elaborate hoax? The truth remains buried in mystery. This person captured a bone-chilling moment outside their home, deep in the woods. After hearing eerie, unfamiliar noises, they grabbed a camera and started recording. At first, everything seemed normal, just the quiet, empty darkness. But then, for a fleeting second, a pair of glowing eyes pierced through the night before vanishing without a trace. Was it just an animal reflecting the light? Or something far more unsettling lurking in the shadows? While staying at a secluded bungalow, Carrie decided to take her dog for a familiar stroll through the forest. A path she had walked countless times before, but this time something felt different. A sudden, chilling scream tore through the dense undergrowth, unlike anything she had ever heard. Her dog's ears perked up, his body tense before he erupted into frantic barking, fixated on the unseen source of the sound. A shiver ran down Carrie's spine. Heart pounding, she called him back. Her voice barely steady. Then, through the eerie silence that followed, came something even more unsettling. The words were distant yet unmistakable, distorted as if carried by the wind. panic tightened around her chest. After what felt like an eternity, her dog finally returned unharmed but visibly uneasy. Without hesitation, Carrie turned back, practically dragging him along. As she hurried away, the ghostly voice still echoed faintly behind her. While camping and hunting in the great outdoors, a man captured a chilling photo of something strange lurking in the dark. In the middle of a vast open meadow, a faint blurry figure can be seen. Its details unclear, but its presence undeniable. Since then, speculation has run wild. Was it just an animal, something more sinister, or perhaps an optical illusion? One thing is certain, it looks as though something, or someone, was watching. Could it have been an owl, or is there something more mysterious lurking out there? On March 3rd, 2023, in the quiet town of Mount Vernon, Georgia, a woman was casually snapping sunset photos of her brand new porch. At the time, everything seemed perfectly normal. But years later, while scrolling through those old pictures, her daughter spotted something bone-chilling, a shadowy figure standing silently on the porch. The home sits deep in Civil War territory, eerily nestled between two historic graveyards, Adams Cemetery and the Basil Connell Family Cemetery. Though there haven't been many reports of paranormal activity in the house, the woman admits to feeling unexplained cold spots from time to time. So, did she unknowingly capture a ghostly visitor from the past? During a carefree getaway in the woods, a group of friends snapped a cheerful photo inside their cozy cabin. But when the Polaroid developed, the mood shifted from fun to fear. In the background, just beyond the shadows of a dark doorway, two eerie hands appeared, reaching out as if trying to make their presence known. None of them had sensed anything unusual at the time, but after seeing that chilling detail, the thought of spending another night there became terrifying. While hiking through the Appalachian Mountains, a man stumbled upon something dangerously close, and if he hadn't noticed it in time, things could have gone very wrong.
Everybody that's never been in the mountains here in the Appalachians, Appalachia, however you want to pronounce it, I'll show y'all something. Look, now look out through there. It looks safe to walk right through there, no problem, don't it? Check this out. I'm gonna walk. Just tell me when you see it. Tell me when you see it. You see it yet? Let's look. Right there in that stick. He's right there. There's his tail. There's his body. There's his head. Y'all be careful walking around these woods. And I work in it.
Right there, just off to the side, a timber rattlesnake. There's its tail, its body, and its head peeking out. That's one dangerous creature camouflaged perfectly in the brush. Timber rattlesnakes are no joke. They're highly venomous, and one bite can be fatal if you don't get medical help fast. Luckily, they're not looking for trouble and usually avoid humans, but if they feel threatened, they won't hesitate to strike. Stepping on one could have ended badly, but thanks to the hiker's sharp eyes and quick reflexes, he dodged a close call. Moral of the story? Always stay alert when you're in wild terrain like this. You never know what's lurking just out of sight. This old rural house was intentionally set on fire as part of a controlled burn supervised by the local fire department. Everything seemed to be going as planned, until the footage took a spine-chilling turn.
You should see it right now. It's amazing. Look through the window. It's like exploding. Hold your breath and go look. Just make sure you can get out because it's pretty. Did you look in the doorway?
Yeah, flames are coming out.
No, better not be.
Graham Lowe better be out there. We're out. Oh, I'm anybody. Oh, I'm anybody. Oh, I'm anybody. Yeah, hey, Graham, let him go get out.
It's getting out of hand right now. Hey, the water's dripping off the house is hot.
As the flames devoured the structure and onlookers watched from a safe distance, a shadowy humanoid figure suddenly appeared in one of the rooms. The figure was only visible for a moment, but it was enough to send shivers down spines and set the internet ablaze with speculation. Was it the spirit of someone who once lived there? A ghost trapped in its final moments? Or is there a more rational explanation hiding behind the smoke and shadows? A Reddit user recently shared a seemingly innocent photo of his nephew enjoying a sunny day at the KMA Boardwalk in Texas during a family trip. At first glance, it looked like a typical snapshot, just a happy kid soaking up the moment. But when viewers looked closer, something chilling stood out. Behind the boy was a dark, human-like figure uncannily similar in height and shape, almost as if it were mirroring him. Was it just a trick of motion blur? A camera glitch? Or could it be something far more unsettling? Something paranormal? A TikToker was filming at home when she heard a strange noise coming from downstairs. Curious and a little uneasy, she went to investigate.
Oh, no fucking, no way, that's not, oh my gosh. No way, that's not a person.
To her absolute shock, a bear had wandered into the house like it owned the place. It strolled straight into the kitchen, walked up to the fridge, opened it, and started casually browsing for snacks, completely unfazed by the stunned frozen humans nearby. Just when everyone thought the wild visitor was done, it suddenly stopped at the door, turned back around, and came back for a tortilla. The humans were terrified. The bear? Not even a little. While out camping with friends, TikTok user Khoas captured something straight out of a nightmare. It started with distant, bone-chilling screams echoing through the forest.
I don't know.
That was a fucking child screaming.
Joe, listen.
Or like a fucking woman or something. That was a female fucking screaming. Phil? Please, please, please.
Oh, fuck.
No.
Kind of fucking closer, man.
A female voice, panicked, desperate, cried out. The voice grew more frantic. They were deep in the middle of nowhere, miles from civilization, armed only with flashlights and one guy's revolver. Strange shapes emerged behind a steel target. Figures? Shadows? No one could tell. Then, something even more disturbing. As they crept deeper into the woods, they discovered bizarre objects hanging from the trees, like a warning or ritual.
Dude, we're in the fucking middle of nowhere.
Dude, that sounds like some haunted ass shit, dude. What happened to the other steel target?
There's two. Wait, what the fuck
There's one right there on the ground.
What the fuck is that?
It's on the ground.
Look. The fuck is what?
That right there. What the fuck is that?
Dude, that's not... No.
Please tell me you guys are fucking with me. Oh! No!
And just when they thought things couldn't get worse, it happened. Later, while reviewing the footage, one of them noticed something horrifying. A pale face peeking out from behind a tree. Some viewers thought it might have been an owl, but others were sure it was something else paranormal. A banshee? A Wendigo? Weeks later, Khoas said strange things started happening back home. A book flew off a shelf on its own. Lights flickered. Had something followed him back? In another chilling video, a group exploring the Indonesian woods at night stumbled on something just as terrifying. A figure, completely cloaked in red, standing eerily still between the trees. Not moving, not speaking. Was it a person? A prop? A ghost? Honestly, both possibilities are terrifying. And then, the video cuts to black. No explanation, no answers, only questions. While enjoying a peaceful night by the campfire, this person suddenly heard something eerie echoing from the darkness. Some swore it sounded like a baby crying, others guessed it might have been a fox, or even a cougar. But one chilling comment stood out. It could have been a skinwalker, a shape-shifting creature known to mimic human voices to lure victims into the woods. To this day, the uploader still doesn't know what they heard. Hopefully, it was just a wild animal, and not something far worse. Two friends were driving through the mountains late at night, searching for a spot to camp. The road was dark, quiet, and empty until it wasn't. As they filmed the eerie path ahead, their camera picked up something they never expected. Out of nowhere, a tall figure in a flowing red robe appeared, standing perfectly still in the middle of the road. No movement, no sound, just watching. They were miles from the nearest town, deep in the wilderness. The figure was unnaturally tall, too tall, and its clothing didn't look like anything a normal person would wear out there. Rattled to their core, the guys sped off, putting as much distance as possible between them and whatever that was. To this day, they have no idea who or what they saw. While walking through Saladin, Iraq, someone spotted something unusual in the sky, which at first seemed like just another bird. But as they zoomed in, the image became much stranger. It wasn't a bird at all. It was a humanoid figure, complete with legs, eerily hovering in place like a drone. The enhanced footage ruled out the usual suspects. It wasn't a balloon, a drone, or anything we've ever seen before. It looked unmistakably like a person. Some viewers even claimed they could make out a jetpack. Even more bizarre, similar sightings have been reported across the globe. So what are these mysterious figures, and why are they showing up now? One quiet afternoon, Reddit user Queso Amore was driving home when something strange caught their eye. A face staring out from the window of an old, abandoned building. At first, they brushed it off as a leftover Halloween decoration, until they took a photo. The moment the picture was snapped, the figure vanished. Disturbed but curious, they returned to the building 3 more times, hoping to catch another glimpse. But whatever or whoever they saw never appeared again. And here's the unnerving part. The window was positioned far too high for anyone to stand in it naturally, leaving behind an eerie, unanswered question that still gives people chills. While camping near a river, one Reddit user's friend snapped a chilling photo that they claim shows a ghostly figure. Cloaked in what looked like a robe, the figure reportedly moved swiftly and silently, details that made the encounter feel eerily supernatural. Even more unsettling? The friend had already seen the figure twice before finally capturing it on camera. While skeptics were quick to dismiss it, others couldn't help but be captivated. So, what do you think? Was it just a trick of the light, or did they catch a real ghost on film? While hiking through the wilds of Australia, someone looked up and spotted something strange streaking across the sky. A Scud cloud. These eerie, ragged-looking formations often hover below massive storm systems, sometimes looking completely detached and racing ahead of the storm itself. They might seem like a sign of something dangerous, but don't let their creepy vibe fool you. Scud clouds are harmless. They're just a product of rising humidity and nearby thunderstorms. No severe weather, just nature showing off. In the early 1930s, deep in the remote wilderness of Alaska, a man set off on a routine trek toward a nearby lake. But along the way, something caught his eye, something unnatural. A bizarre, unidentifiable creature darted through the rugged terrain, unlike anything he'd ever seen. Heart pounding, he gave chase, managing to snap a single photograph before it vanished into the wild. Living miles from the nearest town, he couldn't develop the film right away. It would sit untouched for nearly 4 months. And when he finally saw the image, what he had captured would haunt him for the rest of his life. Decades later, his grandson would inherit both the eerie photograph and the chilling story that came with it. And what he discovered might just send shivers down your spine. Around 5 a.m., a Reddit user's security camera picked up something downright chilling. The motion sensor was set off by what appears to be a ghostly figure gliding across the frame. Some Redditors swear it's a full-body apparition, while skeptics argue there's got to be a logical explanation. The footage is grainy and brief, just enough to spark debate. But really, what else could it be? While hiking, this person used Randonautica, and that's when things got strange. About 5 seconds into the footage, there's a chilling moment.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was talking about.
Unless there's someone out on that trail right there, I don't know what the fuck that is. Another Montana thing.
Look through the mirror, this sounds like a walkie-talkie.
I know.
A voice, barely audible, seems to whisper, "Do you wanna?" But here's the weird part: it came from deep within the woods on the left, while the only visible trail was on the right. No one was supposed to be over there. And then, right as this person begins to speak, their voice distorts. It glitches out in a way that doesn't quite sound like a normal audio malfunction. Was it just a technical glitch, or something else? Who or what was out there making that sound? Deep in the remote stretches of the Appalachian Mountains, a woman named Morgan documents her eerie, unexplained encounters. She regularly shares her experiences online. In one video, Morgan films herself exploring her family's notoriously haunted farm. Suddenly, she hears something.
Hey y'all, I'm at my family's haunted farm. I was gonna come explore with my husband today, but he couldn't get off from work because he's boring, so thought I'd bring you guys.
Hey! Hey!
Hey, it's faint, human, familiar, but something's off. It's the Appalachian, hey, a strange and unsettling phenomenon, where something deep in the woods mimics human voices. Locals believe these are mimics, supernatural entities that take on the voices and sometimes the appearances of people you trust. And in Morgan's case, they may already have. For over a century, Green Gables in Jennertown, Pennsylvania has been more than just a fine dining destination. It's also been the source of chilling ghost stories. With a long-standing reputation for being haunted, the eerie atmosphere has left more than a few employees on edge. One worker, feeling uneasy during late-night shifts, took to recording their surroundings, just in case. One night, their gut feeling proved terrifyingly accurate. Recording their surroundings, just in case. One night, their gut feeling proved terrifyingly accurate.
I don't know, I think this is where they have their weddings. There's a building. You can't really see it. There's a building over here. It's really old looking. I have no idea what it is. Oh, fabulous. So there's a fucking statue in the middle of this field. It's just a wide open field with a statue. Really big statue out here in the middle of this field. Pretty fucking creepy if you ask me. It is also raining. Ooh, I do not like that. Some kind of a Greek looking thing, maybe? I don't fucking know. Its face is missing, so that's comforting. I don't know why its face is missing. Looks like it had a face at some point in time. It came off for some reason. Some vines crawling up it.
The camera captured something no one expected. A dark, shadowy hand brushing across a statue's waist, too far, too defined to be a trick of the light. Could it be a hoax? Maybe. But that footage still leaves us asking one question. Was it real or something else entirely? Adam was out hiking with his dad, but for a brief moment, he found himself alone on the trail. That's when it happened. A man passed him, completely out of place. He looked like he'd walked straight out of the 1980s. Full suit, slicked back hair, not a single word, just this eerie vibe. Then he saw it.
I'm not even kidding. Passed someone on the trail, like a guy. He looked like he was like from the 80s. He was wearing a full suit that like looked like he was from the 80s, and I was like, ew, I don't like that. I got a weird vibe from him. And look at what I just found. Is this not like terrifying? Should I open it?
A briefcase, sitting right where the man had been. No explanation, no note. Just there. Should I open it? He whispered, both curious and unnerved. He did. Inside was only a single item, an old weathered map dated 1989. That's it. Nothing else. But the strangest part? The man in the suit hadn't left. He was still nearby, silently watching from the trees. Was he a time traveler? A ghost? Or something even stranger? Cody had lived on his property for 22 years when he discovered a strange, dead patch of grass that sank under his mower. Curious, he dug into it and found a hidden door leading to a deep, water-filled hole, possibly an old well or storm cellar.
It's some kind of door. I've been here 22 years and this has never been here before. So I really don't know what to think about it. But about 1944 there was a old cabin here that burnt down, and it may be some kind of well or a storm cellar or something. I may dig it up if enough people show any kind of interest.
Using a 15-foot conduit stick, he couldn't touch the bottom. That night, strange noises came from beneath his house. When he investigated with a camera, what he recorded was not just eerie, it was terrifying. A group of friends had rented a remote cabin deep in the Appalachian Mountains for a peaceful weekend getaway. Surrounded by endless, shadowy woods, the spot felt like a perfect escape. One night, as they soaked in the hot tub beneath a glowing moon, a low, thunderous sound echoed from somewhere deep in the forest.
Yeah, that was a car, Who's the aliens, bro? Kaylin! I think it's a train.
Es que porque suena así a la verga.
But that's just scary. Okay, do you guys want to go inside?
No. Es que siempre no va a pasar nada, pero...
But the music and laughter quickly faded into nervous silence. Something about that sound wasn't right. Unbeknownst to them, the Appalachian woods have a long, chilling history. Mysterious vanishings, strange figures spotted between the trees, stories that locals don't like to tell after dark. Thankfully, the group left the hot tub and returned inside without incident. But that night, it still haunts their memories. One quiet evening, a man was lounging on his couch when he noticed something strange peering at him through the screen door. At first glance, he figured it might be a cow or maybe a goat. But the longer he stared, the less sense it made. The creature had no ears, its posture was all wrong. Its front half stood upright, while the back looked bent and tucked beneath it, almost as if it were kneeling. To this day, no one knows what it was or what it wanted. This home security footage from deep in Appalachia caught something strange. And trust us, you'll want to watch it more than once.
Yeah, because it's curious. Oh my goodness. You see the legs on that sucker? Girl, what?
It's a
Are
hornet.
You no,
It's a hornet.
when did hornets start looking like
Look
that?
at that.
That is not no hornet and a hornet where?
It's just
At first, they thought it was just a hornet, but the way it moved, the shape, the shimmer, something wasn't adding up. A hornet? In broad daylight? That ain't no hornet, her friend insists. Whatever it was flew by fast, small, oddly shaped, and almost magical. Was it just an unusual bug, or did this camera accidentally catch a glimpse of something? A hiker was making their way up Gettysburg's Big Round Top Trail, enjoying the peaceful, history-soaked path. Everything felt normal until they reached the final stone wall at the summit. That's when it started. Footsteps echoed around them, matching their own pace, then stopping dead whenever they did. At first, they shrugged it off, thinking it was just sound bouncing off the rocks. But when they later checked their camera, things got even stranger. Nearly every photo was blurry, despite the camera being held steady. One image even showed a strange, shadowy figure near the wall, yet in the next picture, taken just seconds later, it was gone. Maybe it was just a trick of the light, or maybe it was something else. A group of teenagers was exploring an old, abandoned theater when they suddenly stopped in their tracks. Standing perfectly still in the shadows was a girl, silent, unmoving, and staring straight at them. For a moment, no one knew what to do. The air felt heavy. One teen cautiously stepped forward. That's when they realized she wasn't trying to scare them. She frightened herself. It looked like she had been living there, using the forgotten theater as a place to sleep. Their presence must have jolted her from a fragile peace. The moment was sobering. It wasn't a ghost story. It was real life. A young girl, alone and afraid, just trying to survive in the dark. Hopefully, she finds the help she needs because no one deserves to live in fear and silence. A man was out making late-night deliveries when something strange caught his eye by the side of the road. There, on a swing, sat a small child gently swaying back and forth in the darkness. It didn't make sense. There were no houses nearby, no lights, no reason for a kid to be out here, especially at this hour. Pulling over for a closer look. But as he stepped out of the vehicle and turned back to the swing, the child was gone. The swing still moved, creaking softly like someone had just been there. Then the air turned cold. Was it a ghost? A lost child? Or something else entirely? The man didn't wait to find out. Shaken and unnerved, he jumped back into his van and sped off into the night. While on patrol near a quiet residential area in Tennessee, a police officer snapped a chilling photo that still baffles investigators to this day. The eerie figure captured in the image bore a striking resemblance to the infamous Fresno nightcrawler, but with a twist. It appeared thicker, almost cartoonishly exaggerated in shape, unlike anything seen before. Despite numerous attempts to uncover its origin or connect it to other sightings, the mystery remains unsolved, leaving behind nothing but speculation and a haunting image no one can explain. Dan Bell paid a visit to an abandoned children's asylum, and from the moment he stepped inside, things took a dark and unexpected turn. Right off the bat, his camera battery exploded in his hands.
Shit.
But Dan, unfazed, kept filming. What his camera captured next was even more unsettling. Eerie, unexplained moments he didn't notice until reviewing the footage later. In one shot, a shadowy figure seemed to glide past a doorway. In another, an eye appeared to peek through a hole in the door, only to vanish in an instant. Then came the most chilling moment of all, a voice echoing from an empty room. Some viewers claim they heard the voice say, "Let's get him." He explained that while filming, he kept hearing the sound of something or someone running around nearby. It sounded like a person. Of course, he tried to stay rational, brushing it off as maybe an animal. But whatever the cause, it's hard to shake the feeling that something else was in that asylum with him. While trekking through the woods, a group of adventurers stumbled upon an abandoned GoPro, its owner nowhere in sight. Intrigued, they played back the footage only to be shaken by what they uncovered. The final moments showed a group of unknown explorers, their expressions shifting from excitement to pure terror. In the background, a shadowy, unnerving figure loomed, watching them. Then, without warning, the footage cut to black. Despite efforts to identify the people in the video, their identities remain a mystery. Were they just lost tourists? Or does this eerie recording capture the final moments of a group that was never meant to be found?
A group of teenagers headed into the woods and snapped a group photo. Just something fun to post on social media later. But while scrolling through the pictures afterward, one of them noticed something unsettling. Right in the middle of the photo stood a girl in a red beanie. Nothing unusual, until you look just behind her. In the shadow of a nearby tree trunk, something or someone seems to be watching. It's hard to say if it's just pareidolia playing tricks on our eyes, but whatever it was, it sent chills down their spines. About 17 years ago, a woman snapped a photo of her two young nieces playing near their countryside home. At first glance, everything seemed perfectly normal, just a sweet memory captured on camera. But when she looked closer, something chilling stood out. In the background, near the edge of the woods, was the dark silhouette of a person. The strange part, that spot was just an open field, part of their private property. No one should have been there. To even reach that area, someone would have had to pass through her house or cross a field full of cows. Yet there was no sign of anyone that day. To this day, no one can explain who or what was standing there. years ago, a Reddit user shared a bone-chilling memory from their childhood home. An old house built in the 1860s, hidden deep in the woods and eerily positioned right across from a graveyard. One quiet afternoon, while alone in the house, their mother spotted something strange in the window. Acting fast, she grabbed a camera and snapped a photo. Later, she showed it to her husband. He had once stood in that very spot, so they compared the images. He's 6'2", but whatever appeared in the photo was even taller. It wasn't him, and no one else should have been there. With the house's haunted history and a cemetery just steps away, one haunting question remains. Who or what was standing in that window? On a recent expedition to an old abandoned factory near Derby, self-described urban explorer Stronk Bushman and two companions stumbled onto something chilling. They captured a photo of the decaying interior, an image that, at first, seemed typical for such a haunting location. But when they boosted shadows and exposure back at their makeshift editing station, everything changed. Behind a half-open door, in the background a strange figure appeared. Silent, still, and unmistakable. None of them remember hearing footsteps or seeing anyone at the time. It wasn't noticeable until the lights and contrast were cranked up. And while some might chalk it up to pareidolia or an optical quirk, this was something different. Something that left them questioning whether the abandoned factory had another kind of inhabitant after all. It was a quiet night when a man stepped outside to walk his dog. The streets were still, eerily silent. But then something strange caught his eye. A lone figure in a white dress was slowly making her way down the road. He reached for his phone and started recording, but it was his dog's reaction that truly unnerved him. Instead of barking, it began to whimper, low, scared, like it sensed something wasn't right. And the setting? A remote corner of the village, deep in the dead of night. That only made things more chilling. So, who or what was she? In August 2010, a man set out for a peaceful hike through the woods, but what he captured on camera was anything but calming. At first, he was simply filming the serene, silent forest, but then, something unusual caught his eye. Zooming in, the footage reveals a tall, faceless figure standing unnervingly still between the trees. Startled, he spins around and runs, but the figure doesn't stay behind. It reappears, closer. Now, in full panic, he sprints deeper into the forest, heart racing. He glances back, and it's still there, watching. Was this an elaborate prank, or did he unknowingly stumble into something far more sinister and real? In a bustling park filled with laughter and sunshine, one man's attempt at a funny photo turned into a bizarre disaster. Thinking it would make for a quirky shot, he stuck his head between the twisted branches of an old, gnarled tree. But the moment quickly shifted from playful to panic, and he was inches thick and unyielding, clamped around his neck like a wooden vice. No amount of tugging helped. A small crowd gathered, puzzled and amused, wondering how he even managed to wedge himself in like that. With no way to break the limbs by hand, and his head locked in place, there was only one way out. Someone had to fetch a saw. Until then, the tree had claimed him. He was no longer a man in the park. but a prisoner of the forest. A Reddit user recently made a chilling discovery deep in the woods near their home. A human-shaped figure, tightly wrapped in layers of brown tape. Too unnerved to investigate further, they snapped a photo and left the scene. Once posted online, the image ignited a storm of speculation. Was it just a discarded mannequin? A training dummy left behind by rescue crews? Or something far more disturbing, like an actual body? No one knows for sure, but one thing's certain. It's an eerie thing to stumble across in the middle of nowhere. While camping, someone stumbled upon a seriously unsettling sight just outside their tent. A wriggling parasite known as a horsehair worm slithering out of a cricket's body. These creepy creatures live hidden inside bugs, feeding on their insides until they're big enough to take over completely. When they're ready to make their escape, they hijack the insect's brain and force it to leap into water, like something straight out of a horror movie, so the worm can finally emerge. The camper was equal parts fascinated and freaked out by the zombie cricket scene, and you better believe they zipped that tent up tight before bed. While hanging out at a family friend's house, someone snapped what looked like a completely ordinary photo. 3 kids standing near a fence, smiling in the summer sun. But take a closer look just behind them, and things get eerie fast. In the shadows, a chilling face-like shape emerges unnervingly close to the children's heads. The photo was taken in broad daylight during the summer at a house not far from an old cemetery. Some brush it off as a trick of the light or a simple camera glitch, but others can't ignore how the shape looks. Almost too perfect, too human, and that's exactly what makes it so unsettling. During their trip, a guy named Ben uploaded a YouTube video that his friend Levi had casually filmed. Levi was just rehearsing lines for a play in their rental home, nothing unusual, until something strange appeared in the window behind him.
Sweet baby girl, I still miss you. I wish you were here.
As Levi delivers the line, a light in the upper corner flares up, and at that exact moment, a reflection appears in the window. Spooky, right? Viewers were creeped out, but some sharp-eyed fans pointed out that the light getting brighter might mean someone was actually behind the camera. Ghost, or a setup. Either way, it gave people chills. For years, the person living across from the abandoned house had brushed off the ghost stories, until one afternoon changed everything. They casually glanced out their window and froze. In the top right window of the rundown house, a woman stood motionless, staring directly at them. Her presence felt eerie, unnatural. Instinctively, they grabbed their phone and snapped a few photos, but when they looked up again, she was gone. That's when panic set in. The house had been sealed for years, doors chained, padlocked, completely inaccessible. There was no way anyone could have just walked in. They called the police, fearing someone might have broken in. Officers combed the place. Nothing. No footprints. No forced entry. No signs of life. To this day, no one can explain what they saw, but from that moment on, the rumors didn't feel like rumors anymore. A paranormal investigator was exploring the eerie grounds of St. Joseph's Cemetery near Kimmswick, Missouri, when things took a chilling turn. While using a spirit box to communicate with the other side, she suddenly picked up a strange, unexplainable voice.
Well, there are some cedar trees up here. But it's so faint. If you're here, touch this orange machine. Make the blue lights go off. Can you show yourself? Which grave is yours?
But that wasn't the most disturbing part. Moments later, her camera captured something even more unsettling. A dark shadow moving near a grave, right next to her vehicle.
Who's after you guys?
No one else was around. So what cast that shadow? Was it something natural? Or did she just come face to face with something truly paranormal? These two were out for a hike and decided to take on a climb. Everything seemed stable until, in the blink of an eye, the climber on top slipped and came crashing down, landing right on the one below. They both slammed to the ground hard. It could have ended in disaster, but somehow they were both okay. Now that's what you call a true friend, the one who ends up taking the worst of the fall just to break yours. While hiking deep in the woods, a Reddit user stumbled upon something straight out of a horror movie. A neat stack of old VHS tapes, oddly pristine despite being half buried in fallen leaves. It looked as if someone had deliberately placed them there, waiting to be discovered. The post quickly blew up, with users speculating wildly. Were these tapes hiding something sinister? A long-lost confession? Found footage of something terrifying? Some even guessed it might be part of a clever marketing stunt for an upcoming horror film. But here's the twist. The hiker didn't have a VHS player and was too unnerved to take the tapes home. So whatever secrets they hold remain untouched, waiting for someone brave or foolish enough to press play. For now, the Mystery Forest tapes remain just that, a mystery. A Reddit user recently shared what seemed like an ordinary vacation photo from Queensland, just her and her daughter enjoying a swim. But when they looked closer, something strange jumped out. Nestled in her lap appeared to be another child, except there was no second child there at all. While the mom says the photo gives her a sense of peace, not fear, others on Reddit are seriously creeped out. Some believe it could be the ghost of a missing child trying to make contact. What do you think? Is it a harmless glitch or something paranormal? Would this photo freak you out?
If you liked that video, make sure to check out the Dare to Watch YouTube channel, where we have tons of videos just like this. And if you want to see our latest scary hiking encounters, make sure to click subscribe so you'll get notifications.